Oh shoot, I didn't do the countdown. We live, baby.
Oh my God, are we live?
We
Finally.
live.
Oh my God.
Got
Okay,
him.
well, 3, 2, 1, let's
Gotcha.
go.
Gotcha.
We're ready. We
Got-
always do the countdown.
Oh man, these damn men nowadays just piss me off. To be honest with
Men, men piss you off?
you,
Okay, so
you know how
guess
men be.
what?
You know how
We're
men
on
be.
the same page. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys. Well, no intro for 30 seconds, but welcome to the Token and the Truth. I'm Lady Dre Renee. This is my amazing co-host, Freddie B, who's going to be agreeing with me all night tonight for your lovely viewing pleasure. Right, Freddie?
Of course, it's what I always do, right?
I like your jumpsuit, the tracksuit, taking it back.
You know what I mean? Gotta be like that. Side note, I'm actually about to be in LA, man. I'm flying to LA on Friday. When I'm Coachella, I'll be in Coachella, not LA, Coachella.
You're going to Coachella and you just casually tell me live on our podcast. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I mean, I just got a call. Some people, some things shifted.
Freddie, you always doing something.
I
You're
mean,
on the move.
some things shifted around, and it opened up to where Freddie B will be in a Coachella. So if you there, holla at me, man. If you going to Coachella, holla at me. I'll be there. Hosting and working with some brands, and kicking it. Got to
Freddie,
kick
you
it. So.
always be on the move. How are you going to find a lady and settle down when you got to be on the Freddie B move? Is she going to go with you or what?
No, I mean, see, like, the thing is, I know how to compartmentalize very well. I know how to like compartmentalize and cut off compartments and open up different compartments because I've already mentally prepared myself to have a wife, kids. I already know what that looks like. So I already
Okay,
know how to
so what
like.
does it
Okay,
look like?
I mean, it's responsibility and provision. You know what I mean,
Oh,
and
okay.
attention, time, attention, affection, all those types of things. So it's like you got to get that attention to make sure you know what I mean. Things are blossoming correctly, and I really live by do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The golden rule. I like really live by that. I do unto others as I would want them to do unto me.
Well, I like it. Coachella, here comes Freddie B. You guys better watch out.
I mean,
So,
Coachella be like the rich kids, the younger rich kids. So I'm
oh
just
yeah, there's going to be a lot of young kids there running around, right?
yeah. But every time I go somewhere, people be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you're their age." Oh my God.
I know, Freddie. I know people
Just
don't
trying,
believe it. They don't
I'm
believe
trying
it.
to I'm trying to stay out of the way, get the money. But today we got a great show. We're gonna be talking about Shade Room. You see the title Shade Room. They posted a thread of men giving women
Wow.
brutal relationship advice. You can just imagine how that went. Just imagine trying to tell a woman what to do. It don't matter if it's for a benefit or to a detriment. She don't give a
Okay,
F.
Freddie, stop. That is
She don't give
not
a
true.
F.
That is not true. You can absolutely say to women, here's some advice, do with it what you will. I don't think every woman looked at that thread and said, F off.
Did you see
I
the
did it.
comments?
Huh?
Did you see the comments? Them comments was brutal. And we'll get into it. We're also going to be talking about a man. He had some baby mama drama. So anybody out there with baby mamas, baby daddies, please, we definitely want y'all to tap in. We have the link. We definitely want to hear from y'all this
Yes.
episode. So as usual, if you want to tap in, you can tap in with
Make
you
sure
link.
you
You can hop
comment.
on with us, get your stuff going. And guys, make sure you like, comment, let us know how you feel because we'll bring some comments up. We talk about some of the comments. Like the post, give us those likes right now. Give us the damn likes right now, man. Drop your comments. Make sure you share the video so more people come in. We can really get this conversation going. You got
Okay.
your traditional man and you got your modern woman, but traditional when it's convenient for
Oh my
traditional.
God.
So
Traditional when it's organic and it works.
when it's
That's
convenient,
real. That is
what
not
would you say?
true.
Medicinal.
Medicinal.
You
Let's
see
keep
what come
it.
first? Modern came first in that thing, though.
It is what it is. Well, the other way didn't
Woo!
really work. Okay, Freddie Trottern woman. No, we're gonna stay with medicinal.
Tradernal.
Trottern. Nah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I know you don't like it.
I
So
don't
we're gonna
like
be
it.
talking about that, and then we also there's a IG page that I really love. Like this guy's a genius with his questions. So we're gonna play some of those clips
But a
and talk about
genius. He's
those.
interesting.
Look, you don't want to give a man his props. If I said a woman was a genius, you'd be like, all right, okay, cool.
No,
You don't
that's
give a
not
man his
true. If
props.
I didn't feel like she was, I would have been like, I don't know.
It's cool, but that's what we're gonna get into. But also, I want to mention this. Did people out there? The very first episode, we mentioned how we met. me and this one met. We were romantically linked at one time. I dropped the hammer on her. She went crazy.
Oh
So
my
I
God,
had to
please.
step back.
Really, Freddie? Really, Freddie, you're going to say that? You better take it back right now. Stop, drop the hammer on me.
So,
Anyway.
hey, look. If you want to see for yourself, go to Hulu. Exile is now free. It's on Prime. You had to pay for it. Now they threw it up on Hulu for free. So you go to Hulu right now and watch Exile, and you can see what I mean. You can see what I mean.
Whatever.
Hey,
well, we'll talk about the aftermath.
hey, look, a famous man once said, "You don't have to take my word for it. Look in the book or look at the show."
Whatever, Freddie. Anyway, we have some great topics for you guys today. Thank you, Darius, for laughing. I know Freddie is ridiculous. That's what he's laughing at.
He's laughing at, I tell the truth. Darius know me. Darius know I keep it real.
But Freddie, you need to chill out sometimes. You can relax on your keeping it real, all right? Not everybody loves it. It's a lot. It's a lot.
People don't like the truth. I get it.
People like the truth. Just you don't have to just, be so about it. You don't. Okay, let's get into it, Freddie. Let's get into these lovely all this lovely advice from these men. Okay, share screen. Here we go. Right. Let's see if we can do this.
Better pull it. Are we happening? Okay.
Wait, what do you want to do?
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Men on social media give women brutal relationship advice. All right, here we go. Oh, wait. Hold on. What did I do? Oh, no.
Oh, what you did?
I don't know what I did.
So you go back. You gotta hit arrow over. It's an arrow. It's in white. There you go.
Wait.
Oh, no.
There. I know. We got it.
There you go.
Okay. So this is from J_OG. The easiest way to get under your palm is to act and make him feel like a man, not by arguing, nagging, and challenging him. There's ways to get a man obsessed with you, and it's simple as being feminine. Woman who knows and understand the game. I think he meant women who knows and understand the game know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Well, listen. All right. My comments on this is that I understand the sentiment, right? But I do. I get it. Arguing, nagging, and challenging. Nobody wants that on either end. I don't want it. You don't want it. What you mean? Stop it, Freddie. You're already getting ridiculous. Nobody wants to be nagged. Nobody wants to be challenged all the time, making him feel like a man. Now that could mean different things for different people. Okay. This is not across the board the same, depending on what type of man that you have. But I do agree with the whole thing of arguing and nagging and challenging all the time. Being in your feminine energy, if a man and for you and that organically happens for you, I think that that's a beautiful thing. But this sentiment, Freddie, I've had a lot of conversations this week. Not every man subscribes to this whole thing. Because my thing is I've heard women say, oh, for you to win, you need to make your husband or partner feel like they're winning. So to me, that sounds like a game that I have to sort of move these puzzle pieces to make my relationship work. And I don't agree with that. I agree with picking your battles when you're in a relationship with your partner. Absolutely. You guys live together. You're going to keep seeing each other. Hey, I don't need to bring this up every single time. If we can't come to some sort of, solution about it, let's go to therapy and talk about it, but let's not keep hounding and nagging, trying to keep the peace with each other. And yes, women, we're more vocal. We want to talk about things. Men are just trying to do God knows what. I guess they just don't want to be nagged, but I'm going to speak my opinion. Maybe not all the time. I get it. Some things just don't need to be said. So I understand that sentiment, but I also just think this isn't a one size fits all kind of comment. That's what I have to say about that.
What's interesting is you tend to rely on not every man, every and all. You tend to rely on that a lot.
I do, because of my conversations.
But in that same breath, you said women like to talk a lot and men don't. So I'm assuming you mean every woman likes to talk a lot and every man.
Not every woman. Not every woman.
But that's what you said.
Not every woman.
I'm using what you said.
Not every woman likes to talk. I have some friends that don't like to, but most women.
Right. And so
when I'm conversation.
And so the thing is when you said that, I understood what you meant. I understood you didn't mean every. I understood you mean generally speaking, women like to talk things out and men like to be like whatever. I understood it. And so
Oh, really? I'm going to ring the bell. He understood something I said.
yes, 100%. And see, like, and so I get generalities. I get it. So when you said that, I knew you meant generally speaking, because when you say men usually don't, I'm actually one of those men that differ from that. I like
You
to
do.
talk. I like to communicate and talk things out. So I differ from that. But even though I'm different, I get it. Most men are not like me in that realm. And so using that same logic with this, we know every man doesn't subscribe to this. Every man, men aren't a cookie cutter like you just make them out of a factory. But what he's saying still holds 100% true. Still 100% true, despite the outliers, despite the 1% of guys
No,
who something
more than
totally
that.
different,
More than
who
that.
like, whatever they want. That's fine. Majority of men out here want a woman to be feminine. That's what they appreciate. That's what they respect. Men respect women who operate in a feminine energy. And the reason why I say that is because when you as a woman start to operate in a masculine energy, then you present yourself as a man. And then we treat men different than how we treat women. We treat women different how we treat men. That's just how it goes with men. That's what men do. Men don't treat women just like we don't treat a woman we just met just like a nigga we just met or a man we just met. We don't do that. We don't do that because matter of fact, I got a great example.
Freddie B's excited, you guys.
I got a great example. Let me pull this up. Some of you guys might have heard of this. Just happening. This just happened, and it's going to throw the NBA finals for a loop.
What just happened? This just in? Like news just now?
This happened yesterday. And so now the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm not going to pull it up because we got this on the screen. I was going to show the video, but we got this on the screen. I'll just tell you guys. But what just happened is Rudy Gobert just punched his teammate Kyle Anderson on the sideline, like a fist. Threw a punch, tried to hit him in the face, but he hit him like right here.
Ooh.
Hit him right here in the top of his chest. Did you hear about this, Andrea?
No, I did not.
Exactly. So this goes back to what I always say. You be talking about like, oh, people don't fight. Ain't nobody. No, men fight, and if you get sideways, you can get hit. And so what happened was this is exactly what happened. It came back to the bench because I know this all too well. I play basketball and I've gotten into stuff with my teammates. We've gotten each other face, never quite to blows, but it's gotten hot to where we've had to been separated. If we didn't get separated, we probably would have gotten a fight. We had to get separated in football and basketball. What happened with Gobert and Kyle Anderson? You can go look this up on YouTube. You type in Gobert Anderson to come right up. They came to the sideline, and Kyle Anderson was mad at Gobert. So he looked at Rudy Gobert and was like, hey, won't you get a block or something? Because Rudy Gobert is known to block shots. That's his specialty in the NBA.
Okay.
So listen, let me break it all down because you got to hear what was said. He said to Gobert, won't you get a block or something? Gobert said back to Anderson, why don't you get a rebound or something? Anderson said back to Gobert, fuck you, you bitch.
Freddie!
Gobert then swung on him and hit him right here. They had to be broken up. He got suspended for a game. So that is what I mean by men operate with an air of violence. As a man, you can't come to another man and say those words to him and not expect some static, not expect for him to swell up at you and to get physical very quickly. A woman, on the other hand, a woman can come to a man and say, F you, you B. She could say that, but the man ain't gonna automatically swell up and like swing on her like that.
No.
You see what I'm saying? So because men treat women different than men. And so since men treat women different from men, if you as a woman decide to put yourself in a man's shoes and harbor masculine energy, then that puts the man in a quandary. That's why men don't like it. It puts us in a quandary because then you act in a way that makes us want to get physical with you. Our natural inclination is to protect ourselves and to get physical, but we see you're a woman, and so we don't want to, but then we're in this position where this woman is coming at us like any other time you would get hit in the face.
Well,
but Freddie, you're a woman.
This is an extreme example, though, because you're saying you want a woman to be feminine, and that means she's never saying she's never getting loud. She's never saying anything. Ideally, no, you don't want to communicate with your partner like that.
That's not what I'm saying.
But you're saying you're like, I want a woman to be feminine. Like there's just this box.
That's optimal. That's the optimal. A woman.
A woman's not gonna. You're not gonna be that all the time.
No, so here's the thing.
Not
Here's the
gonna
thing. I
happen.
just think Christina say super extreme. The point I'm making is that
Exactly.
there are a spectrum. It's a spectrum. And the thing is that you cannot expect for every person to have perfect self-control all the time.
No.
You can't expect that. You can't expect that. And so the thing is you should not want to put your partner in a position where they have to have great self-control all the time, because there will be a time when they slip. And then now you got to deal with the outcomes. I know that's extreme, but you don't want to, as a woman, you should not be acting like a man or harboring male energy to your male partner. You shouldn't be doing that. That's foolish.
Freddie, I feel like if you guys get into a disagreement and voices get lold, you're saying, depending on what they're saying,
that's not what I'm saying, Dre. That's not what I'm asking
you. That's what I'm asking you.
So I'm talking about women who harboring masculine energy is different than outlier of times you get mad. Like, okay, like something happened and you get emotional, you get mad, or the emotions get heightened and you raise your voice. It's different between aggression.
If you coming to your partner like you trying to buck your chest out and you want to fight.
It's like disrespect and aggression. So
doing that.
So you see what he said? Not by arguing, nagging, and challenging him. It's a combination of three. Like nagging, we don't want nagging because we want peace. That's when it goes to men want peace. Well, you give your man peace, he will stay home. A lot of times men will a lot of times men go out because there's no peace at home. It's like she's just nagging, talking. It's like, I'm about to go out, man. I'm going to the bar. And then now he out, and then in a situation.
Yes, like I said, that's why I said for that particular part, I do understand creating a peaceful home environment for all. Obviously, ideally, you want to have an environment where if you are getting upset or there is miscommunication, that you guys aren't speaking to each other with all that kind of aggression. And if that is something that's common in your relationship, you probably shouldn't be together, honestly. Like that.
Which means if something is common, what part?
If you're if there's aggressive conversation going on a regular basis and you're coming at him however and he's coming at you however, you guys at that point y'all just shouldn't even be together.
But see, but that's the thing, like that, like normally what you find is like to address this statement up here, normally what you find is women challenge men because they know like I'll call the police and you not gonna hit me. So they operate off that. They know like, okay, you're a man, you're not supposed to hit me, so I'm just gonna act out. And so they'll challenge the man.
General, I think that's too broad of a
statement. No, come on, Drea.
I do. That's my opinion.
Drea, we had the same conversation when I told you that men operate from the area of violence and people get into fights. And you like, no, people don't get into fights. And it's like,
no, that's not what I said. I did not say that. I was talking about men walking around now using this violence to say that they're the man, and therefore like Andrew Tate saying, oh, if we're on the street and somebody comes at us and then I'm gonna make sure you're protected, so go make me 2 coffees. That's the violence I was talking about. That didn't make any sense to me, all this like hypothetical violence this man is talking about, especially somebody like Andrew Tate. No one's gonna go up to Andrew Tate and try to fight him right now. He probably has like 15 bodyguards anyway. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's
the point of him saying that. I think that's silly. I just think that's silly.
But the thing is that that's a real thing.
But that's Freddie.
That's like a real thing. But the thing is,
but I don't think that because you're saying I'm gonna protect you if somebody comes up to us, then you need to do these ridiculous things for me that don't even make sense. Only because of that. That's what I was talking about.
I mean, that's Andrew Tate super extreme situation. Like that's what
I was referencing.
That's not what we were talking about at the time. I remember what we were talking about. That's not what we were talking about at the time. But to that particular point, that specific point, Andrew Tate, that's more like shock value. He's saying something for shock value, and it's not to that level. But to what your mom came in and said, let my baby speak, but she missed the whole first part of you opening this whole thing. She came in when I was talking. Okay. And then your mom said, Freddie B, are you speaking for all men? I see where you get it from, Drea. Your mom think I'm talking about for all men too. The apple don't fall from the tree.
Because
I'm not speaking for all men. I'm not speaking for all men. Every and all do not exist in my vocabulary.
And this is a great question, because this whole idea of feminine and masculine energy, what is considered masculine energy? So if a girl is talking to you and she's cursing and she's upset and she's aggressive or whatever, that's masculine energy.
So aggression is masculine energy. Yes. Aggression, competitiveness, that's masculine energy.
I don't
Because
know.
the thing is when you're okay, let's look up the word aggression. Let's look it up.
Is it going to say that it's masculine only? I don't think so.
No.
It's not a gender
What it's going to say is that the
specific
thing is
term.
that here's the thing. A woman talking to a man, you should not do anything that would move the needle to physical confrontation. You should do nothing.
Why are you saying the woman should not do anything to move it to physical confrontation? Shouldn't it both? Nobody should.
No, listen. No, nobody should, but the woman should doubly not, because you can't beat a man.
Well,
nobody should, right? We got that part. We got that part. Nobody should. But then in addition to that, on the woman's side, you can't beat me. You can't whoop me. So why would you push the needle?
On the situation.
Huh?
Well, depending on the situation.
Yeah, I mean, Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez is something different.
I don't know if that's true across the board, because
I mean, yeah, you got your outliers, Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion, I put my money on Megan with Tory. You know what I mean? But that's probably why he had to pull out a gun. So there's that.
Wow.
I put my money on Megan. But aggressive, ready or likely to attack or confront, characterized by or resulting from aggression. So it's like
not gender specific. Anybody can be aggressive.
I get that. I'm not saying it's gender specific, but what I'm saying is, as a woman, why would you get aggressive with a man? There's nothing to gain from that. Because if that man decides like, hey, my values and morals are out the window, you short,
well, listen,
you stuck. And that happens. Like that's a real thing. That's a real. We can't just. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Point, you shouldn't be together, Freddie. That's what I'm saying. If everybody get into a point, because you're saying it'll like stir. You're stirring the pot. Like say one time you guys get into a discussion and all of a sudden you're being aggressive or whatever. You're bringing your masculine energy. Because I think it is important to see that sometimes you can oscillate between your masculine and feminine energy, and that goes for men too. If you're in the bed, laying there with your partner, you're having a little chit chat, you're talking, you're getting emotional. That's considered feminine energy. And it's okay to go back and forth between the two. I don't think it's okay to go yelling and screaming at your partner on either end. So if it gets to a point where your partner is snapping at you and he can't see and all his morals go out the window, you guys clearly do not have a good relationship and you shouldn't be together anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. If a woman is getting aggressive, she shouldn't be in a relationship, period. She can aggress to a man. She shouldn't even be in a relationship, period. It shouldn't be, the man is starting to like, he's starting to get bothered by her aggressive energy. Then they shouldn't be together. If a woman is in her masculine energy.
As a whole, they shouldn't.
This is what I'm saying. I'm trying to start from the root of it, from the beginning of it. If a woman is like naturally aggressive and operates in masculine energy, she should not be in a relationship with any man. She shouldn't be in a relationship. She got to resolve that. Because any man.
True for anybody. If you have aggressive energy like that, you shouldn't be in a relationship with anybody. That's absolutely true.
Drea, we get that, but we're talking about this tweet you pulled up. You keep throwing it on the men. We're talking about women right now.
Look at this tweet. On men.
Look at this tweet.
Look at this tweet. I'm not making it about women or men. I'm saying it's for both parties. Yes, and we are talking about this, but we're going into specific things about this particular tweet. We're talking about feminine and masculine energy. That is what we're focusing on.
Well, no, but the question we got that you pulled up, she asked what was masculine energy. So you talking about what is masculine energy as it pertains to women in conjunction with this tweet.
You just said the tweet, Freddie. You just said
right.
The tweet.
And so, and this overall what I'm saying. Yes, I mean, yeah, we get it. Nobody should be threatening anybody.
No.
That goes without saying. Nobody should just arbitrarily get aggressive with somebody. We get it. It goes without saying. But specifically speaking to this tweet, when a man is dealing with a woman should not if I had a daughter, I would like, by any means, you should never get aggressive with a man because you will not win. That's a losing. Like, why would you fight? The part I don't get is why would you fight a losing battle? Why would you fight a losing battle?
Like size. Yes, you're speaking in the sense that like men are stronger physically than women, right?
That's a real thing.
What you're talking about. Yeah, I get that, Freddie. But I think putting all this on women, it's your responsibility to not get aggressive with us. I think that's crazy. But let's move on to the next week because we could talk.
Who responsibility would it be for a woman not to be in a masculine energy?
Freddie, I don't think that person should be in a relationship with anybody if you're getting aggressive, period. But I'm saying the way that you're phrasing things, like it's on the woman to make sure she never gets aggressive with her man. So then therefore he can never go to that place.
I didn't say, once again, never. I'm speaking generally speaking. I'm saying a woman should not be in her masculine energy. If every now and again I get mistakes, I understand mistakes. I understand women. Sometimes things happen. She might get aggressive in a particular situation, but that should not be the benchmark. That should not be the norm in which you operate. I know too many women, the norm in which they operate is aggression and masculine energy, and they talk and act towards men like they can get with a man. And it's like, you can't.
If they're talking and trying to get with a man like they're going to fight a man, then no, of course not. I don't think you should be like that anyway. But that's
my point.
Across the board.
But we're talking about women, and specifically women in masculine energy. That's specifically what we're talking about.
What could be considered masculine energy? Yeah, I get it. You're saying being aggressive and trying to fight a man. But I'm just saying to you, the way that you've been phrasing things, it's like it's just all the responsibility of the woman to keep this a certain way and stay in your feminine energy no matter what. Like that to me.
But because the reason why I say that is because a woman wants me to stay in my masculine energy. She don't want me to harbor a bunch of feminine energy. Am I right? Do you want to date a man who's just always in his feminine energy, never in his masculine energy?
I don't think it oscillates, Freddie.
No, I'm asking you, do you want to date a man who's normally in his feminine energy?
Is this hypothetical woman we're talking about always in her masculine energy? She probably doesn't have a man if that's the case. I doubt this woman's dating anybody. And
so here's my overall point. What I'm saying is each individual person, you're responsible for yourself. Like me, the energy I'm operating in is my responsibility to operate in my masculine energy and to be a masculine harboring man. So women out there who are operating in their masculine energy, it is their responsibility to operate in your feminine energy. It's no one else's responsibility. If you're being generally masculine, that's your fault, your problem. You need to fix that.
Listen, the last thing I'll say on this, and we need to go on to the next slide. We'll talk.
Am I right? Wait, am I right?
I agree that it's everybody's responsibility to take care of themselves and with that stuff. Absolutely.
Right. So women have to take care of them being in a masculine energy. It shouldn't be there. They should fix that. That's up to women.
I don't fully agree with that, but I see what you're saying. I just don't fully agree with it.
You just said. Wait, time out.
Freddie,
time out.
Please,
I'm confused.
I don't want to talk about this.
I'm confused. Wait. I'm confused.
I don't.
I'm confused. How can everybody be responsible for themselves? But when I say women need to be responsible for themselves, then it falls apart.
Not put the same push on men. That's why I feel like that. I don't.
You said what?
I don't feel like you put the same push on men, and it feels like it's the responsibility of the woman to maintain.
I just said that.
In the relationship.
I literally just said it's a responsibility for men to be in their masculine energy. I literally just said that. And you said you agreed. No. Then I flipped it and you said no.
No, because when you say it's a responsibility of the man to be in the masculine energy, that's not taking responsibility for like the dynamics in the relationship. And you're saying if a woman is in her masculine, the relationship is going to fall apart if she comes up at a man or whatever. But it's also like on the flip side, if a man's in his feminine energy or whatever, if it's just oscillating between the two, it doesn't pair the same way on both sides. Because if a man's like sensitive and wants to talk about his feelings, like that's not always a bad thing.
No, I mean? If a man is operating in feminine energy primarily, that's a problem.
Unless you find a woman who's operating in her masculine and it just works out, because that happens too.
No, that would be an even worse problem. He operating his feminine energy, she operating masculine energy
all the time, Freddie. All the time.
Okay.
It does. Let's move on.
Next slide.
Lord Jesus. Wait, I got to go back over here. Okay. Next slide. First one, Wesley Kimbande. Don't love me, just be loyal and respectful. You are free to take my heart. I don't understand this one. Don't love me.
Don't love me, just be loyal and respectful. You are free to take my heart. And then that first part, I
don't understand that one.
And so what I gather from it is men are more logical. Because when you talk about emotions, being emotional, men are more logical. Women are more emotional. That's the yin and the yang concept. And so what I gather, if I had to guess, says don't love me. Men work on logic, not just because love is more so of a feeling. It's not really like logical, like A plus B equals C or anything like that. So he's really in that logical sense, and loyalty and respect, that's logic. Because if you're loyal, that's something very specific. You're respectful, that's something very specific, and it's things that you can do. But here's the thing: when you talk about love, a lot of people don't really know what love means, and so they pass it off as to what I just said. It just being a feeling like butterflies and buttercups and the Disney
Loyal.
thing that we've been sold. That's fantasy.
Okay, that's what he means by that. Just be loyal and respectful. I mean, respect goes a long way. When you get to a place in a relationship where you guys are being disrespectful to each other, it's over. It's over. I just want to see what my friend said here. I like it when my boyfriend can operate from the masculine and the feminine. Michelle, yes, I agree. If you can oscillate between the two and make it work, I think it's important, because I don't think you have to be in
100%,
your
100%.
masculine all the time. I don't think you have to be in your masculine all the time.
I mean, but the thing is feminine energy is not just like people like to think of feminine energy as listening. Like, oh, he listens, and so that's feminine. Like, that is attributed to femininity, but that's not feminine energy. A
Well,
man
like
should
that one
listen.
Instagram I sent you. We should show that one too at some point. The one the
Okay, yeah,
guy
yeah,
said, my girlfriend calls me all the time. Okay.
yeah.
What's the next one say? When
Yeah.
he
Let me bring.
Bruce 9 Bruce 9 3/4. Okay. When he shows you who he is the first time, believe him. Yes. Potential, take a whole man or no man at all. How he treats marginalized people is a good indicator of how he'll treat you. Never settle. What you want does exist. It should be his God, you, than everyone else. Now, this first part of this, when he shows you who he is the first time, 100% agree. 100% agree. I think so many times everybody does it, even on both ends. Somebody will tell you who they are very clearly, but we think that we can change them. They're going to become something else, and it is not the case. And in my experience, a lot of times most men will tell you who they are within the first 2 dates. Like, they tell you very simply. You ask, listen to how they talk about things. Yes, women too, because I know I do that too. And that's who we are. The potential thing, yeah, I've definitely fallen into that, of thinking that, you're dating someone's potential. I have. I'm like, well, he said that he's going to do this and he's going to do that. You have to take people as they are, where they are, what they're doing today, not what they're going to do in 5 years. And they might do it in 5 years. They might, but then you're taking a chance. And so you have to go into the relationship thinking that whatever you're getting today is probably what it's going to be, right? 100%. Like, that's it. How he treats marginalized people is a good indicator of how he'll treat you. Yeah, I think that's true. I think that's pretty true. Never settle. What you want does exist. Yes, I agree with that. And it should be his God, you, than everyone else, depending on your religious beliefs. Yeah, I agree with all of this tweet. I think if it's not God or whatever you believe in, some sort of spiritual guide for you and your life, that way you have something to sort of navigate the choices that you're making. But I agree with Bruce on all of this.
Yeah. I mean, looks pretty good. Yeah, the potential. That's the number one killer in women
It
worldwide.
really is. We agree on
Women
that.
women dating potential. Like, thing is that, I tell women all the time. When I'm speaking to them, I do a little life coach on the side. I tell women all the time, like, hey, the dude you with, what he is now, you need to love. Like, that guy right now.
That's it.
Because I tell one saying I always say is, but the future never comes. The future never
Love that.
comes. The future never comes. And so the thing is that men, on the flip side, like, if you're dating a woman, as soon as you find out she's dating you for your potential, you need to get up out of it. You need to figure out how to exit that, because the thing is, the future never comes. So when she meets you and she's like, oh, he will be this, it don't matter what you do, she's always gonna be like, he will be this, because
Yes.
like, say for instance, you meet her and you making $45,000, but he's so great at this, I know he'll make $100K. When you make $100K, she's still thinking like, I knew he could do that, he can do more. So it's like J. Cole said, it's always a badder chick you can smash. It's always more money you can make, always a bigger house you can live in. It's always a better man that she can build up, because as you're building up, she thinks that she's building you up, when even if that is the case, it's never going to stop. She don't think it could be better, it could be better, it could be better. So the future never comes. Potential will leave you heartbroken, mad, and disgruntled.
Take them as they are right now.
Yeah, right now. And then whatever happens after that is great, is wonderful. And you gotta love attributes. You can't love places with people. You love attributes. If somebody is ambitious, whatever like that, or they're smart or funny or whatever the case may be, love that. But you can't love like, oh, he gonna be at 125K in 5 years. No. We're gonna have this house in 6 years. No. Marginalized people, yeah. I mean, that's kind of it. That definitely goes to morals. And but to say everybody ain't the same. There's some people, there's women out there who treat marginalized people like crap. So if you do it, it's totally fine. So you never can tell. Huh?
Who? What?
I'm sorry, it's women out there who treat them like crap. So if she meet a man that treat him like crap, it's a wash. Who cares?
Oh.
So and the thing is, when I talk about relationships with people, I try to stay away from morals, because morals are relative. I know people here be like, what? But if you really think about what you think is a good person, somebody else, their definition of a good person is probably going to be different, and it varies.
I mean, like, I hope it's the same, right?
Because it's the benchmarks. It's like you might be at a, I'll throw arbitrary number out there. You might be at a 7. You meet somebody else, a good person number is at a 9. You know what I mean? And vice versa. Like morals vary based on your beliefs. Back to your dogma that you believe. So my morals as a Christian is going to be different. My morals as a Muslim, Jewish person, Buddhist, Wiccan, on down the road. You know what I mean? We just believe different things. We have different dogma to follow. So we have different morals. You know what I mean? So I don't like to get into morals, because that's too much of a gray area. It's just based off like, what you want, this is how you get what you want. I'm all about what you want. Let's do this to get what you want. Never settle. What you want does is this. This is the only part I have a little bit of issue with. It should be God, you, and everybody else. Like, yeah, especially, I would say that, definitely for the man as the leader. Definitely say that. Never settle. The thing is that we hear that, and you hear that from different people. And even here's the thing.
I have a problem with that too.
Even women have seen other women, and they expect certain men, and women look at that woman like, why does she think that she deserves that type of man? And but that's the thing,
very common.
Yes, we preach, don't settle, girl, don't settle, girl, don't settle, girl, don't settle, girl. And then women just be having this inflated idea of who they are. And so then are
you going into Kevin right now?
No, look, a lot of people say this, not just Kevin. Right, not just Kevin. A lot of people say this. I've had lots of conversations, and a lot of men want to say it, but they don't feel like arguing with women. I don't mind, obviously.
Yes, you do mind. You told me months ago, I don't argue with nobody unless they my lady.
No, I'm saying I don't. Yeah, I don't mind arguing. If I got time and I feel like having some fun, on Twitter I stay arguing. Like I was arguing like hell about Angela.
Arguing.
Not Angela, but Angel and Caitlin. Oh, I was arguing like a mug with everybody. But with the selling thing, it's so many women that they'll get a man that is like, you're not selling. That guy is great for you. Oh no, I need a man that da. It's like, sweetheart, you wear big fake eyelashes and you got BBLs out I see the scars, and you broke, and you like you this and you that, and it's like, why do you think you deserve a man that's 6 figures tall, 6'2", cut, all this type of stuff, that treats you good and don't cheat, all this other type of stuff? Like, why do you?
Because most of those men, a lot of those men do like the BBL look. That's probably why they look.
No, they want to blaze the BBL look. They want to hit. And then roll out.
Marry the BBLs. They marry the BBL. And no offense.
Girl, who you talking about?
If you got a BBL, live your life.
No. The men ain't the men you talking about, like rappers and entertainers.
Yeah, they marry the BBL.
That's like less than 0.1% of the male population. Rappers and entertainers.
But my point is, because of that, remember what we were talking about the other day? Even because of that, those women that maybe aren't going to even really realistically get that are seeing that and modeling that.
And so now, okay, so I agree with you there. Women will see that and think that that's what they need to do. But the crazy thing about it is, regular men will be talking to women like, no, and stuff like this. Regular men will post this, and this will get posted. You go to Shade Room, look at the comments. These men are getting eviscerated by women. But the regular women will look at celebrities and then go with that. And it's like, no, ladies, natural. If you just be natural, just be yourself with the man, and you will get a man that will be loyal to you, be focused on you, because he just wants you, not a caricature of yourself and what you think you should be.
Hopefully. Okay, let's
It's
move
real
on.
easy. So, but the subtle part, that's one thing I got to look.
Okay, what's next? Numero uno at Big Mizzy. Don't take relationships. Don't take relationship advice from your single friends and from BP Rich. A man who truly loves you will not embarrass you in any way. You don't have to go through hell to be loved. Okay, so don't take advice from your don't take advice from your single friends. My mom says this all the time. All the time. And unfortunately, like I don't have a ton of friends who are married. I have some good friends that are married, but like because I know that in certain parts, like people consider if you're not married, you're technically still single, right?
Correct.
Like some people think that. So if you don't got
Correct.
a ring on your finger, you're single. But
You
look,
are.
I do have a lot of single girlfriends. I have some girlfriends that are married, and I definitely do get different levels of advice. I know I had a good friend of mine get married, and like I noticed like her womanness came out, and like there was a difference in her. And I remember like kind of like shying away from that at first. I was like, wow, she's different. But then I had an experience where I lived with someone. We weren't married, but I lived with them, and I kind of understood the dynamics of being with your partner that I didn't understand before. And so like things that, yes, I would say when I was single, definitely been guilty of saying like, oh my God, babe, you don't deserve that shit. We've all done it, but we've learned that was like a long time ago. I've definitely learned to be more cognizant of what you're giving advice on in relationships. But I'm always that friend though that like if you want to come to me and you need to vent about your man, it's all good. I'm not gonna like judge the situation. But yeah, you can't the relationship advice from your single friends, and that goes for both sides. For both sides, definitely. It's not just women, that is for men too. A man who truly loves you will not embarrass you in any way. You don't have to go through hell to be loved. That last sentence really hits home because I think a lot of times people think you do have to go through so much stuff with somebody and then you can earn their love because of all the stuff you've experienced with them. And I think that that's ridiculous. And also I think it's too like this whole thing of like, if you get something too easily, then it wasn't worth it. And it doesn't mean as much if you didn't have to like struggle to get into your relationships. And so I do think a lot of people confuse that with it meaning more if you had to work so hard to get it versus two people just being on the same page and it flowing in this beautiful way, because that can be considered boring to some people. So, a lot of people are just so used to that toxic cycle, and that's what they end up doing. But yeah, I do believe that a man who truly loves you will not embarrass you in any way. I mean, look, no one's perfect and people make mistakes, but the overall sentiment I do agree with. Freddie?
Yeah. So 100% agree. I mean, taking advice from your single friends, and unfortunately, like this is very rampant with women. Women love to dish and talk and all that type of stuff, and you see that men. I'll say it's anecdotal, but men, if it's a married man, he talking about some stuff. Men don't be like, shit, nigga. I don't know what to tell you. Like men don't like that's like so you was like go both ways, but men generally are not speaking on another man's wife and getting into all that. They like shit. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, everything's fine on my end.
Like, I feel like you would definitely give your friends some advice. I don't even think it would be bad advice.
No. So here's the thing. Like I've like I said, I've talked to different men, and so like here's the thing. When I talk to people, when I life coach people, I talk to them. I don't talk about the other person. I talk to them. And so if I'm talking to the man, I'm talking to, and he talking about he got things going on with his wife. The times I've done that, I've talked to him. Like, okay, what are you doing? What do you got? Because she ain't there. I don't want you to tell me what she doing. I want you to tell me what you doing. You told me all that. Tell me about you. Tell me about how, all the things that you did, the foundation you set. Like, for example, even my brother. Like, because the thing is that if you are a leader, a solid leader, things will run smoothly. You ain't got to deal with a lot of BS because once you set the train in motion and people know what you expect, people will just hop in line and roll with it. Because I can speak from experience with that. And so a lot of times what you find is when men are having 9 times out of 10, the men are having problems in a relationship, they didn't set the standard from the jump. They kind of went into it, was just dating her, and they let the woman kind of lead the way. And then the women had to come like, hey, what are we? Are we dating? Are we? And chase the relationship and get a commitment from him and do all that. He just kind of was floating along. And then he just like, well, what the hell? We'll do this thing.
Do
As a
you think that's
man,
a leader position for a woman when she's doing that? When she's like, what are we? What are we doing? You
yeah,
think that?
she's leading the relationship. Yes.
Interesting. I didn't.
She's leading relationship. And the thing is that's why I say what I say as far as men being leaders, because when you find relationships that the man is leader, he come to her like, hey, look, I want to be with you. Like, I think we could do something. Like, I want to date you. Like, are we doing this? Boom, boom. And then they go out to eat. He like, boom, we gonna eat here, and all these types of things. Like, he's setting the standard. He's clearing the road for them to go on the proverbial road to go on. You find that those relationships work out wonderfully. They work out great.
Well,
And he doesn't have to deal with any issues because she know what he expect. He knows her. He know what she needs, and they just go on.
Relationship. That sounds like a relationship where they're clear on what they both want and they're on the same page.
Right, and they're clear because, like I said, going before, when you vice versa it, when you flip it, and the woman has to chase the man for the relationship, then the clarity is never really there because
I agree.
Like I said before, women hold access to sex, men hold access to relationships.
We agree on that one, Freddie.
So that's why it's important. Every man that has an issue, that's the first thing I say. The first thing I go at is, when you guys dated, did you set the standard? Did you let her know you were trying to date, that what it was, this is what it was going to be, and this is what you were trying to do? Did you come to her and lay it all clear? Did you lead her in this relationship? And usually what you find is, no, we just
hanging out. We were just
there you go. Well, that's your problem, boss. So now it started off weird, and now you here, now you trying to fix it, and now she just doing whatever the hell she want, because women are led by emotions, and you being led by logic. You didn't put any structure. There's no structure. Men set the structure. Women nurture the structure. You didn't set no structure. Then what you expect? Now you dealing with this. So now you in some deep doodle. So that's usually what you find.
Okay. What about the next one?
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, you don't, to echo what you said, it goes both ways. Like, no partner should be embarrassing the other partner. In public, y'all unify front. I agree with him. I'm with him. I agree with her. I'm with her. That's what it is. In private, hey, babe, don't ever do that again. Like, no. Okay. Like, why? Like, why'd you say that? Like, no, 100%. Like, don't do that again. Like, don't ever say that again. Don't ever do that again. Like, no, like, you were 100% wrong, and you put me in a terrible situation, or whatever the case may be. But you don't embarrass your mate in public, and that goes down the line with anything that will make that person look dumb. As a man, your wife should be glowing. People should see her. She should just walk in a room and people just see her and stop what they doing because she's glowing so much, because she's just so happy. Yeah. They should be like, damn, like this mug, like she just like I bring it up all the time, but like Savannah James. James.
Savannah.
Yeah, like I don't even know what she does, but she a queen. I can't explain it. I don't know what she does, but she just like a queen. She like damn near like royalty. Because LeBron, I know behind the scenes, like, you mentioned behind the scenes, but she ain't embarrassed. She's not embarrassed.
Not embarrassed. No,
not embarrassed.
Very copacetic. All united fronts.
Yeah. Oh, and that last sentence, I can speak from experience. You do not need to go through hell to be loved. The only time I was engaged, I was going through hell, and I thought that meant working for your relationship. After I got out of it, I realized that I was not working for my relationship. I was literally going through hell. Work is just the time, attention, and affection of having a responsibility. If you want your own man, that means that he's your man. That is your responsibility. You need to take care of that man. You want your own woman, that's your responsibility. You got to take care of that woman. So you got to prune and grow and water those seeds so they can grow to a healthy tree.
Amen. Okay, next tweet. If he's not investing in you, your mental health, happiness, pushing you to grow both in business, he's not the one for you. And kingmaker generosity is not always kindness or sign of caring. Many men will give you money and still ruin your life. If he's not investing in you, your mental health, that I've learned from experience is very, very important. If he's not investing in your mental health, especially because mental health is such a hot topic these days. It has been for a while. So I think it's really important. That involves like communication and sharing and just being clear with each other on where you are. Your happiness, I think that it's important to aid each other in your happiness. I also still think it's important to have your own lives, but like you can support each other in your own happiness, because I still believe that your happiness is ultimately your responsibility. and pushing you to grow in business, depending on what you do. Yeah, I think that this just is all encompassing in being supportive of your partner. I think that's essentially what he's saying, being supportive, being positive, and just coming at it from love. So yeah, if your partner's not doing that, then they're definitely not the one for you. Generosity is not always a kindness or a sign of caring. Is generosity is not always kindness or a sign of caring. Many men will give you money and still ruin your life. Yes, I agree with that. Honestly, like I had that experience too. It doesn't mean that a guy cares about you just because he's spending all the money on you. I mean, it depends on, in my opinion, what your acts of your love languages are. And so just because someone's giving you money, but they're not giving you any time, they're not calling you, they're taking you on a date like once a month. Like I have girlfriends that experience that. And so, yeah, that's how I feel about that.
So if you're not investing in your mental health, happiness, pushing you to grow in business, I mean, I think that's a little, specific, growing business, because I mean, like pushing your partner to grow in business, and especially like, you're a man, you're leading your wife. If she wants to, she wants to. Not every woman wants to grow in business. Not every woman is trying to do that. Some women, they want to do something else, or they just want to work, or whatever the case may be. So, it's not necessary for him to be pushing you in business. That has to be a like-minded person.
Saying. It depends.
Yeah, like now that is a true example of what you always say. Everybody isn't the same. I will definitely say everybody isn't the same. That is a perfect example, because that's a particular fit. You know what I mean? Like you can't be with a woman and be pushing her into business. You're like, nigga, I don't want to go into business. Like, no.
No, I just think that is all encompassing. Supporting you if that's what you're doing, right?
And so investing is, that can mean a lot of things. So yeah, obviously, you should be investing in each other. That kind of goes without saying. Generosity is not always kindness or a sign of caring. Many men will give you money and still ruin your life. I mean, 100%. Like that's, I mean, come on. Like, I mean, because the thing is money is also relative. You know what I mean? Like what is a lot to somebody who makes a $200K a year ain't a lot to somebody who make $2 billion a year. Exactly. You know what I mean? Like that just be, I mean, that's extreme case, but that just gives you the idea of what is a lot and what is a little. You know what I mean? A lot and a little, that's relative, like morals. Like, oh, good morals, bad morals, that's not anything substantial that you can like, all right, boom, this is the case, and you could apply this to the wide swath of people. So yeah, give you money. Like, I mean, like I've gotten to the place I could fly a chick out, but I wasn't there 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I couldn't get you flued out. Now I can get you flued out. You know what I mean?
Flued out. Shut up, Freddie.
Exactly. Like 10 years ago, I flued you out. That means, oh, like I broke the bank. Like I love you. Like this is serious. Now, if you get flued out, it don't mean that. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
we fly. Look, meet me in DR, meet me in Columbia, meet me there. We boom. You know what I mean?
Moving on.
It is what it is.
All right. Okay. We have Jay DreamCon. Pointing out when your partner does something right is just as important as pointing out when they do something wrong. That I'm not praising anyone for doing the bare minimum attitude is nothing but your ego talking. Shut that blank up and brag on, praise them. Men are very easy to please. Don't add stress or create drama. A lot of the time when we say what we're thinking, when we say we're thinking about nothing, we mean literally nothing or nothing interesting or important. Okay. Communicate bluntly. Lots of men are basically autistic. Don't make ultimatums. Okay. Well, let's see. Pointing out what your partner does something right is just as important pointing out when they do something wrong. I really agree with this statement. And this is actually something that like I was not like always aware of. And even if it's just like the smallest thing, especially when you guys are living together and you get in a routine, and I think it's so easy to take people for granted. And so if you aren't communicating and there is a lot of like tension, I do think it's important to let your partner know the things that they are doing right and make them feel good. And that goes both ways. I'm not praising anyone for doing the bare minimum. I mean, I did see this tweet on Instagram, and it said, if he's doing the bare minimum makes my what dry. And and listen, it's an interesting thing because when men are showing up, you almost can do the bare minimum these days because a lot of men don't do anything. So if a guy simply calls you back, makes a plan, shows up, opens the door, brings you flowers every now and then. To me, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because like a lot of times none of this stuff is being done. And listen, I'm speaking from my own experience and my own dating life. I have seen a lot of men just like kind of pull them back. Like, I'm not doing anything. Like, what do you want to do? I don't care. So if a guy shows up and he's doing X, Y, and Z, I'm always going to be like, wow, thank you. Thank you so much for opening my door. And some men will be like, what? Like, this should just be happening anyway, right? So this could also mean for when you're in the relationship and, you know, he surprises you with your favorite takeout or, you know, whatever the nice thing is, or, you know, vice versa, and making sure you're letting them know how appreciative you are of these things that they're doing. But this, I'm not praising anyone for doing the bare minimum. I feel like this comment is sort of based in like the battle of the sexes that's going on right now, because men got their chest puffed out, we got our chest puffed out, and everybody's just kind of like they're going at it.
It sounds like he pulling back from experience, like recent experience.
Yeah. Your ego. Yeah, probably. I'm sure. And then men are very easy to please. Very easy. Listen, that
compared to women, hell yeah.
That is situational. Because
compared to women.
That, generally speaking, I'll agree with you. But I've been in some situations where I definitely felt where I was like the one having to make sure everybody's emotional state was okay on a daily basis. So that was not easy. And so that's that. Don't add stress or create drama. Again, the thing for me is a lot of these statements, it's like, yes, both. Nobody wants to be in a bunch of stress. Nobody wants to be in a bunch of drama. And I think when you learn how your partner operates, you can learn sort of how to navigate everybody's stress and their moods and all that things without losing yourself. Communicate bluntly. Lots of men are autistic. I have no problem with that. I know I have some friends that have been in relationships for years and they like won't say certain things to their partners. I do not operate that way. I will say exactly what is on my mind. Now I can figure out the time for that, but I will say it. It is coming out of my mouth. And don't make ultimatums. I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that from recent experience. That's my little 2 cents on that.
Don't make ultimatums. Point out when your partner does something right, just important. Yeah. So the thing is, I'm big on keep that same energy.
Yes.
That's what I'm big on. However you come at me when you mad or angry and I did something wrong, keep that same energy when I did something good. Now, if you don't praise me when I did something good, it's fine. Just when something go wrong, I don't need to hear you berating me. Hey, you know, I didn't like that. And keep it moving. Keep that same energy.
That's Freddie. I don't know.
Hey, look, that's all I ask. Like, I'm not even gonna put no stipulations like, oh, you need to praise me, you need to da-da-da-da. Like, hey, look, no. Keep that same energy. However you act with me, when you mad, when you happy, you need to be the same energy. Don't pull back in. Yes, it need to be the same energy. Right. Same energy. Yes. So if you don't want to keep that same energy when I do something good, you need to check yourself when I do something bad and you fly off the handle. That's all I'm saying. Because here's the thing with me. If I'm dating a chick and when I do something good, or I'm in a good place, I do something positive, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." She just super chill and restrained. Cool. If I do something bad, she blow up and all that. I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear it. I do not want to hear it.
Get out of here.
I will immediately tune out, because I'm like, when we did something good, so here's the thing. When you do something bad, you can scream and do that extra stuff. So we know you're capable. We know you're capable of getting extra and doing all that.
She needs to like jump out of a cake when you're doing something great.
Whatever she do when she mad, do the same thing. Whatever energy she got, do the same thing. Because here's the thing, you let me know you're capable. So since you're capable, you can be capable of going back and forth. Here, the thing with me is, I keep the same energy when you do something good, you do something bad. I don't harp. I don't make it a big deal. You do something bad, but hey, look, I ain't like that. Fix it. And I go on my business, because you speak English, I speak English. I don't need to do a whole bunch of theatrics and all that type of stuff. And then like I said, the same way we just said women don't need to be aggressive to women. I'm not going to be aggressive to a woman because I don't plan on getting physical with her. So I'm just going to talk to you. I'm not about to get aggressive with you because I don't want it to get to that point. So I'm not going to perpetuate it. I'm definitely not going to perpetuate it with you because I don't want you to puff back up at me. So I'm just going to tell you what it is. Hey, you messed up. Keep it moving. And when it's good, hey, that was great. Like, that was dope. And like, actually, I might give you a little extra when it's good and when it's bad, to be honest with you. But like I said, that's me. Keep that same energy. praise somebody for doing a bare minimum. Bare minimum is another one of those things that is relative. It's relative. Like, what is the bare minimum? Like, the bare minimum for one chick may be not the bare minimum for another chick. You know, it's like same thing with dudes. You know, the bare minimum for me might be more than the bare minimum for Mike down the street. You know what I mean?
I think there's a general like.
It really ain't. It really ain't.
I think there is. I think
it really ain't.
Like
hey, look. I got friends in high places. I got friends in low places. I got hood, gutter, gang banging, just got out of prison friends.
If you go on a date with somebody, there are things with like, oh well, did she do this or did he do this? Like, was she listening to you? Like, there are things that are generally speaking, like, okay, good, he at least did that. Did he pay for it? Did he open the door? Did she listen to you? Was she on her phone?
It's all relative. Like, did he pay for it? Some women that is not what they want. It's so relative. Bare minimum is not really something you can quantify. It's so relative. Like I said, you'll be surprised what people expect when it comes to relationships, what they were taught, where they grew up. Like, it surprises me every single day. Every time I'm talking to somebody, right? Every time I'm talking to somebody and I hear them talk and what they expect, it's all over the board. Literally all over the board what people expect. And so when it comes to the bare minimum, like, the bare minimum is something that you have to quantify and define for your person.
Okay, so if the bare minimum is all over the place, how can, generally speaking, you take the same approach to all relationships where the man is doing X and the woman is doing Y? If the bare minimum,
because the bare minimum only relates to a specific person. When we talk about standards are across the board, like standardized testing, standard grades, a standard level of like when they go to the combine, the NFL combine, when you run the 40 as a wide receiver, there's a standard, quarterback, there's a standard, tight end, there's a standard, running back, there's a standard. Standard goes across the general public. Bare minimums is what you specifically want.
Well, exactly. So what you specifically want could be different in a relationship, Freddie.
I'm not talking about, I never speak to what you want is what you want. But then the thing is that also, if you're trying to get something, there are things that you must do to get those things. And then when you talk about a relationship standard between men and women and taking all into account and building a family, there are particular standards that people should strive towards, including. It's standards with everything. So, but like I said, bare minimum, what I want is different than what Mike want. Men are very easy to please. Yes, men are 100% easy to please. Men are not. You
guys are a little easier than we are, sure.
Not a little, not a little. Men are very easy. It's not hard at all. Like that first point. That first point right there. Don't add stress or create drama. Peace. It just comes down to peace. Men just want peace, and a lot of times women do what you're doing right now. Oh man, whatever. You don't need. I got something to say. I want to do this. Let's cuddle. Let's do this. It's like
no. That's not what that was for. Okay.
A lot of men just want peace. Men just want sometimes. That's why men got man caves. Just go in a man cave, sit in my chair, and watch the game. I just want to sit and watch other men chase a ball in tights. That's it. I just want to watch and see other men shoot a ball into a hoop in some shorts. That's it. All I want to do.
Yeah, that's all you guys want. Mm-hmm.
This is what we want to do, and then you'll find women. Your wife come in. Babe, did you like? Oh Lord, could this not wait? Can we wait till later on? Can we have this talk later?
Even if you do wait, there's never a right time to say these things. Is what I found, because I found like if you wait, you can wait till the morning, you can wait till the afternoon, you can wait till the evening, you can wait till the day off, you can wait till after work. It's always kind of a, why are we talking about this?
This sounds personal. And what are these things that you're talking about that you want to bring up?
They are. I'm talking from my own experience. There's never a right time to talk about
it. This sounds like
to be fair, dealing with emotionally uninvolved men. So there you go.
Right. You dealing with men that don't sound like they was just really there, really want to be in a relationship. That's a whole nother story.
These are men who didn't want to talk about anything, that didn't realize that being in a relationship requires you to talk about things.
So the thing here's the thing with that. What I'll say is, what I found is women have ideas of men, and usually they're wrong. So for example, I was life coaching this one young lady, and she didn't know that the dude wasn't serious about it. Like, it was going nowhere. he wasn't intentional about it. It was going nowhere, but she thought it was a regular relationship because that's what she was used to. But she was dating a guy and it was literally going nowhere. So I gave her 3 questions to ask the guy. And then I told her, like, come back to me with the answers. We had our next session, came back to the answer. I told her everything was going to happen. I told her exactly what was going to happen. And I told her, like, you need to make a decision. She didn't believe me, went, dated for another 8 months, got her heart broken, came back, messaged me, was like, you was right. I'm like, I'm a man. I know, like, you can tell me about what a man is doing to you, and I can tell you what he really meant, what he really was thinking, what he really was thinking. So, like I said, with that, you know what I mean? But that's why I go back to men vetting women. I mean, men vetting men.
All right, come on, Freddie. We got 2 more slides to go.
A lot of time when we say we're thinking about nothing, we literally, that's 100% true. Like, what do you think about nothing? No, I'm not about to argue with you. I was literally thinking about nothing. Literally nothing. I've had this conversation too many times. Communicate bluntly. Lots of men are basically autistic. You know, he being funny there, but you know, that's a thing. You know what I mean? Communicate bluntly. Like, just come and, hey, look, I like you. You know, we should go out, stuff like that. The whole 9, don't make ultimatums. I ain't gonna say don't make ultimatums. Ultimatums are fine in their place. Like, if you are,
and if you're ready to deal with the consequences of your ultimatums, don't just say them to say them.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say that. A lot of women, majority of women out here, make ultimatums, or they ask questions and they're not ready for both answers. They ask questions, they're not ready for the positive and the negative answer. So when they get a negative answer, they fly off the handle and go crazy. What you ask the question for? What did you ask the question for if I'm gonna answer it and then you lose your mind?
Oh God. Okay, next slide. We got a few more to go. All right, true guesser. Clinginess is not always cute. Be your own individual outside of me. Let's enjoy personal space to miss each other. At the end of the day, it makes even more interesting conversation. Talking about how we both spent those moments outside of each other. Love yourself more than you love him. I'm interested to see what you're gonna say about that. Clinginess is not always cute. Now, I think this is...
I want to see what you're going to say about this. I want to see what you...
I know I actually posted a Instagram video the other day where it was like, how often do you think that you should hang out with your partner? And it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, look, I have had some growth in this area. I used to make jokes about being a person who was meshed in with their partner. Yes, I was like, no, we must be together all the time, every day. But no, I've learned that you do need some healthy space. I know Corey brings out the popcorn. You definitely need healthy space with your partner to go do your things, to miss each other. I now see the value in that because I also realize that when I have been in a relationship, I get a lot less things done. Because everything's like, okay, what are we going to do? What are we going to eat? Like, you don't see your friends as much. Projects that I'm doing kind of go to the wayside. So I definitely see the value in like, oh, my boyfriend's going to go on a trip. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Then I can get some things done. But before, back in the day, if you caught me, I'd be like, where are you going? What are you doing? Why? And I'd want to be together all the time. But now I'm like, yes, go do your thing. Just tell me when you're coming back, but go do your thing. And then love yourself more than him. You know, my mom had this theory about like a man should love you a little bit more than you love them. Like, she's always kind of said that. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I kind of go back and forth on that one. But I think I'm going to assume the sentiment behind love yourself more than you love him is just about knowing your self-worth and knowing what you truly want and honoring that for yourself and not like devaluing yourself for the other person. That's sort of how I take that. Meaning like, don't love him so much that you completely lose yourself and you don't feel great about who you are in this relationship. Now, I think that that's very important. But yes, clinginess is not always cute. I definitely would have had a different answer. And a lot of you watching probably know that about me. Because I'm like, I used to be, we go on a date. The next day I'm like, so we're together, right? But I'm not like that anymore. I'm like, go do your thing. It's fine. Just tell me when you're coming back. All right, Freddie. Jesus Christ.
Hey, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. All right. So clinginess out. Yeah, I mean, obviously, clinginess is not cute. Being clingy, you know. And when I hear clingy, I'm thinking like, you know, like you just hey, wait, like that's what I'm thinking when I hear clingy. You know what I mean? Like some people, their definition of clingy is like like a little bit less than that. Like, hey, somebody just concerned about you. I think there's concern and I think there's clinginess. That's what I would say.
Yes, totally.
But yeah, clinginess as how I'm thinking it. Yes, you just always like on my jock. I always want to know my whereabouts here, there, everywhere. Now, now if I've run afoul and I've messed up and I've lost trust on doing certain things and I've embarrassed you and the chick that came out, it was chick in the news, like we famous, chick that came out like, oh, I got videos, Freddie B was up, blah, 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 and then I embarrassed you. Now I got to patch things up. I put myself in a situation where you got to be clingy and it makes sense and I get it. And, we'll deal with it. And you can't tell anybody how to deal with that, how to, on that side. So however you deal with it, I just got to try my best to win it back to get you to where you feel comfortable not being as clingy. Makes for more interesting conversation. I mean, I think, it depends on like, that's something like to where like you and that person, you know what I mean? Some people can just talk. Some people can just get together and just go and then stop, pick up and just go. I don't think like time spent is a harbinger based on the conversation that you're going to have. I do think it's good to have, your time with your friends and time with your friends. I'm all for it. I'm all for being married and, we have a girls' night. We have girl night in. My girls are coming over. I'm having my girls coming over, babe. So, I need you to get gone. I need you to get missing. I need you to stay in the room. Or can you make drinks for us? Or whatever the case may be. I get it. I'm down. I'll stay in the room. I won't come out. I'll get all my stuff ready so that I ain't got to come out. Or I'll be Mr. Bartender, stay out the way, or whatever the case may be. I get it. Kick it with your girls. Have that time. Do your thing. Get your stuff off. I get it. Love yourself more than you love him. That's a weird statement to make. It's a very weird statement to make. Because the thing is that like you made a statement of women, like people lose themselves in relationships. Thing is you don't lose yourself in a relationship loving somebody more than putting them as a priority. You never had yourself. You never even had yourself.
I can see that.
You never even had, because the thing is, if you have yourself, you know who you are, whose you are. You got a solid foundation of who you are.
Right.
You can love somebody and put them as a priority because you put them because putting somebody at a priority means you pay attention to them. They are your focus. If something is your focus, you see everything. You see what's happening. So that's good and bad. Stuff start getting sideways, then you can address like, hey, look, babe, I noticed this, Let's get it back together because you are my priority. You are my priority. You are my focus. And I see you getting sideways and I want to bring you back to where we started at.
Yes.
So the thing is that should be your priority. As a woman, your husband should be your priority. There's nothing wrong with and that's the thing, like loving somebody more. Like it's such a weird comment because how do you quantify the amount of love? I love you more than like
those relationships though, Freddie. You've seen those couples where it's like the man is way more into her or vice versa. And you kind of can feel the energy.
It's what you just said. It's what you just said. The man is more into her than she is into him. There's nothing to do with love.
Vice versa.
Or the woman is more into, it has nothing to do with love.
Right.
She just into him more than he's into her or vice versa.
Well,
cause that's infatuation, love. It's a whole lot of other things other than love that hooks people. You know what I mean? Like, well, you sent me the IG video of the girl talking about hitting the pelvic floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I can definitely agree with that. Like, you hit a girl's pelvic floor from the back, it's a wrap.
Oh my!
It's a wrap. But because the thing is that not many men can do that. You have the equipment to do it, and then if they do, they don't know how to responsibly. They don't know how to hit the pelvic floor responsibly, consistently. What? This is just facts. They don't know how to. And I'm sure you can, any woman out there know about that guy you've been with, that he had the equipment, but he wasn't hitting the pelvic floor responsibly. Because it's one thing to like, just kind of tap that thing, tap the floor.
Oh my God.
We're
gonna get a rated X on our podcast.
It's a whole other thing just to be trying to smash and just be reckless. She's like, oh, whoa, God, whoa. I am a human being, sir. I am a human being with feelings, nerves. You know what I mean? So you got to do it responsibly. And so a lot of times when you do that, she can get way more into you than you are into her. So.
All right, let's move on. Jesus. Whatever. Okay, Phoenix Dennis, whatever happened between you and him is not the children's fault. Stop putting the anger on them. And Oh God, king of nerds. Quit trying to be masculine. Oh God, here we go again. Men and women are not equal. Wanting to be valued and respected and pushing to be another man in the relationship are not the same thing. Well, Freddie, I mean, I already know where this is going here with both of these. Well, with the second one for sure. Whatever happened between you and him is not the child's fault. I agree with that. I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of, especially because obviously the women mostly take the children, and
Well, they get custody.
They get custody of the children, yes. And a lot of times you do see situations where the children are being used as bait or, ammunition to get whatever they need from the man, or, it can happen vice versa. I must say it. It's not common, but it does happen.
Stop it. Please stop it. Please stop it. Please stop it.
It can happen.
Please stop it.
It can happen both ways.
Stop it. I mean, yeah, anything can happen. The sky could fall, but come on.
It can. And for the people that it's happened to, I get it.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Anyway, so the point is, yes, do not use your children as bait to get what you want out of a relationship, because it's awful, and the only people who really suffer are the children. Quit trying to be masculine. We already talked about this earlier, so it's clear on how everybody feels about that. So go ahead, Freddie.
The first one, like I said, I go back to men being leaders. As a man, you're gonna be a leader. Why would you irresponsibly give a woman your seed to even possibly have a baby? That's the first thing. You got men being irresponsible. Like, so if you're never like, I don't have any children. I could have a litter of children out here.
Oh, look at that.
I could. I could 100% have a litter of children out here. I mean, and that's just based on, we're not even talking about just me. We're talking about, that's based on the chicks that I've been with that have said like, oh yeah, come to me, baby. Oh, like that.
God, Freddie, PG.
What? I'm just saying. I'm saying, like, if we just go off that, and I had been a silly dude, like, okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I could easily have a lot of children.
Thank
but it's
God
like,
you don't.
But the thing is, anybody know me know I'll be a great father.
No, I think you'd be a great dad, but I'm glad you're not frivolously having children everywhere. No, you'd be a great father.
Yeah, I'm thankful too. But the thing is that I'm responsible enough not to come inside of a woman. Like, if you if you never do that, then there's never a chance for her to have children. Wearing condoms, not coming inside of women. Then you know that, hey, you're not going to have any children. And so that's the thing. Like, men, I hear men talk about their baby mama drama. That's like always my first thing. Like, why did you give this woman your seed? You didn't have this woman properly vetted, and you gave her your seed for her to have.
Not responsible like that. They're not.
But like that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Just as far as that, and it's just like, just being that irresponsible. But let's get past the irresponsibility. The man got the child. Like, yeah, I think that's the most foolish thing. But the thing is, it goes back to the physical nature, because women can't physically do anything to a man. So it's like, okay, what can I do to get back at him? Let me use what I can use. Let me use my mouth. Let me use my cunning mind ability. Or I have actual children. This is easy. Let me use the children, because I know he wants to see his children. Let me use that to get at him. And obviously, that's like probably the stupidest thing you could do as a mother, is keep your children from their father. That is the number one stupidest thing you can do. Because the fathers are so important. We see it all day, every day. So important. Quit trying to be masculine. Men and women are not equal. Want to be valued and respected. Push another man to be in a relationship, not the same thing. 100%. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, like we said before, men hold the keys to relationship. So pushing him and doing all this extra stuff and being aggressive and threatening and all that, you just gonna look dumb, and you're gonna end up on the short end of the stick.
Oh God, okay. Next slide. You people are the only ones, it's from Derek. You people are the only ones who understand your hints. Open your mouth and talk if you want something. I am in your city tour to be continued. Don't let your friends trick you out a spot with a dude you really like, or a man that's treating you well. Some friends have good intentions, but some secretly have ill will towards your happiness if they aren't happy in the same position as you. Okay, yeah. Well, I know that not everybody is a great communicator. So this first part, you're the only ones who understand your hints. I'm an open book. So I just say whatever. Anybody
you're different. You're different.
I am built differently. Yeah. I will say it. I'm not afraid. I am clear. I am transparent. you will know exactly what Drea Renee is feeling. But I agree with this though. I agree with this though, because I do hear this a lot of times. Oh, babe, I'm not going to say anything to him, and he'll figure it out. And I'm like, no, he won't. Like he won't. If he won't. So we need to have this conversation, and we need to tell him. You don't got to be crazy about it. You can find a time that works for you both, but you need to tell him, because you're telling me, and you've been with this person for I don't know how long. So you need to go tell them. Okay. That's how I feel about that. Always just tell your partner, communicate respectfully, not aggressively, respectfully. Don't let your friends trick you out of spot. I've been very lucky to not experience this. Like, I don't feel like I've ever had any friends with bad intentions that didn't want me to be happy. I have heard of this going on, and I don't even think in the moment that this is happening, because when I have heard situations like this, these things usually come to the surface afterwards. And then people realize like their friend's own personal situation was not great. So they didn't really want their partner or their friend, in a great situation. So, and I also feel like when you have friends that aren't in relationships and you are in one and they're upset about themselves being single, it is a lot easier to be like, just don't talk to him, or, come be single with me or whatever. Like it's a lot easier to do that versus having a friend who's in a relationship and understand the ups and downs, in real time, and understanding too, dating is not fun, so if you find somebody that is willing to go through the trenches with you, albeit you love them, they love you, it's respectful, you got to stick in there and hang it out.
Dating is like the dope game. Gotta get out that thing. There you go. Look, you just said it in your way. Look, it's funny how we had these episodes and you kind of come back around like 4 episodes later and repeat what I said. I love it.
What did I say, Freddie?
What you just said? I said, dating is like the dope game. As soon as you get a chance to get out clean, get out that thing.
But I gave stipulations.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, that's getting out clean. The stipulation you said is getting out clean. So that's 24. Yeah. Get out that thing. You people always just comes off like weird, because I just think about like white people and you people are always doing this. You people are the only ones that understand. I think you talked about in relationship. I think also this goes into play at the beginning. And when you're first meeting somebody, you want to see somebody, you want to all that type of stuff. You meet a guy, you want to go out with him. I think this 100% applies here. Definitely applies here, because if God gives you his number and says let's go out, like, oh, I would love to go out with you soon, he wants to have sex with you. So it's a green light. So whenever y'all want to go out as a woman, you can say, hey, let's go out this time, and he will definitely try to make that happen. It's good. You ain't got to worry about he might turn me down. He's not gonna turn you down because he already said he wants to go out with you. So it's game. Go out with him. You can run with it. Don't let your friends trick you out of spot. Yeah, this right here, this has happened to me numerous times.
With your guy friends?
No. The women I was dating. The thing is men don't do this. Generally speaking, men don't talk to other men to get them to break up with their chick. What men do, men will hate on you to the chick. They will go to the chick and then try to throw you under the bus and throw like little seeds in her head and throw dirt on you to make her want to break up with you. They'll go to the emotional one and try to play on her emotions. So this right here, so this is an example of women got kind of a raw deal in it, because y'all will get it from your girlfriends and you'll get it from the man that wants to be with you, but he know you with another man. You'll get it from both sides, or you get it from the man who he calls himself being respectful, but he call you every day. He try to do stuff for you that your man might be slipping in there. Your man might not doing. Hey, good morning, beautiful. How you doing? Good morning, beautiful. How you doing? It's a great day. Hey, I saw that picture, man. You look like truly beautiful in that picture, man. You are like truly a goddess, and your man is lucky. Your man is lucky to have you. You know what I mean? But have a great day. He'll try to, like, the real cunning ones or just try to just keep it platonic, but just shower you with flattery. And women go for it all the time. That's why it works. That's why men do it. But yeah, going back to this part with the women, like, yeah, it's happened to me plenty of times. My fiance, her mother did it to her. The chick I lost my virginity to, her best friend did it to her because her best friend liked me. Her best friend wanted me and was trying to holler at me. I was like, no, I don't want you. And then I focused on her, and then we started talking, and she was like not happy. She was not happy and mad because she was, I guess, refused, and she gonna have rejection. So then she started getting in her ear, like Fred, blah, blah, blah. And and just on me. Like I said, my fiance, her mother wanted her to come back home because her mother was getting a divorce, and she wanted her to come back home and not be in New York, but she was here with me. So she just, she didn't like every conversation she had was not anything positive about me. And then on top of that, something you mentioned earlier that I wanted to comment on is when you are talking to a friend or somebody outside your relationship about your relationship, generally speaking, people say the bad things because they just want to vent. But that's super dangerous to do because that person that's listening only hears bad things. So then it's like, girl, like, why are you with Freddie? Like, I don't know if you should be because all they know is bad things. You're not venting about the good things.
If you got yourself a good friend that's been there and understands the depths of your relationship, yes,
that's rare.
I have been that friend for some of my friends, and I'm never that friend that's like, oh, you better leave him. I'm like, listen, I'm here to listen to you. As long as this man's not like physically, verbally abusing you, and you guys, maybe you just had it out. Maybe you had a little weird couple weeks or whatever. I'm not that friend. And you, girl, my man's calling, I gotta go. I'm like, okay, do your thing. Like, I don't promote people trying to end their relationship unless
that's really rare, especially when it gets to like it's actually it is rare because also you add into the part where you got more single people than people that are married. And so the thing is, especially if you're talking to somebody who's single, misery loves company. There's a reason why that's the famous saying. Misery. So if you talking to a friend who's miserable, and when we say miserable, that's relative. We maybe not talking about they depressed and living in the dark and suicidal. They're just, as it pertains to a relationship, they're miserable because they're not with anybody. And they see you, y'all used to hang all the time. Y'all used to go to brunch, y'all used to do all this, and now you're not going to brunch with her like you was. Y'all not hanging like you was. Because you hanging with your man. Or when y'all do hang out, your man is with you and she like, damn, I just wanted to girl it up. I ain't want him. So now she don't like the lost time and she don't have anybody else. So now she wants to break you up. So you got women that want to break you up because of that. But then also she may actually want your man. She see how he treats you. He's treating you good. Oh my God, I want a man like that. He is fine. And especially if you and your friend met dude at the same time. Like, don't let it be y'all met him at the same time, but you hopped on him and he linked up with you, and in your mind, like, I could have been with him. That could have been me.
Well,
envy. That's why the people closest to you will envy you the most. They have a front row seat to the show.
Well, hopefully it's not everybody. Let's move on to the last one. Okay, the passion of Dame. Wow, this is a lot of slides. I didn't realize how many. You know that thing y'all do when I'm gonna get in a good relationship. Y'all get happy and then gain all that weight. Yeah, don't do that. Okay. Juice. We like reassurance and validation as much as you, and we want to be vulnerable with you. So show us that it's okay. But if you show us that it's not, then don't ever expect us to. Okay. The passion of Dame. I don't know about this. I'm a person who always works out, so I take care of myself. I do understand that there's the love weight. You're going out to eat, you're laying up in the bed, you're doing the thing, and maybe you're not getting to the gym as much, but you're not going to catch me on this one because I take care of myself. I go to my hot yoga, I drink my green juice, so you don't got to worry.
She is a LA girl.
I am not in the
LA
getting happy. And we're getting happy and we're going on a run. We're going to yoga together. We're going to the beach. We're keeping it active. I want to be fit. There will not be any basketball bellies in my life. But this is a thing. I've seen it. It's fine. Hey, listen, it happens. I think it's important, though, to remember how you guys got together because these things can later come up and everybody starts letting themselves go because they're like, oh, I'm in a relationship. I don't need to go to the gym. But it's like, I know some couples that have been together for a while and they don't even make out anymore. They're like, make out? We don't make out. Why would we do that? So I'm just saying, get comfortable, be yourself, but also go to the gym and go for a little jog. Okay. Just saying. We like reassurance and validation as much as you do. Listen, I'm all about this. I think it's important. I don't understand the part that if you show us that it's not okay, then don't expect us to. And I don't know if that's coming from a man who maybe has tried to say, hey, babe, I want to talk. And then she didn't want to talk Because as far as I know, generally speaking, one of the main complaints that women have is that they want their man to be more vulnerable. They want them to be more communicative. You know, I enjoy being able to say, hey, my babe, guess what happened? I want to call my man about everything. Like I enjoy that. I know some people say, oh, you know, save the gossip and all the things for your girlfriends. That's not my personality. If something happened at work and I come home, I want to be able to vent to my partner about it. So, and that to me, it's him being vulnerable with me. So I absolutely applaud that. And I want that. And reassurance and validation. Yeah. Like I think words of affirmation are so important. So you're going to get that from me. And hopefully I'm getting the same from you.
Gaining weight. In the comments, the women eviscerated this guy for saying that. Eviscerated him.
Why? That's a thing.
No. The thing is like when he's talking about the happy weight, like the women eviscerated this man for saying that, because the thing is that the whole body shaming and shame movement, that's strictly women. That strictly came from women. Men shame each other all the damn time. That's all we do is shame each other.
Oh my God, they do. That is very
true. That's
true.
all we do. So all that body shaming and this shaming and that shaming, that's women. That's y'all preaching that. Like, don't body shame, don't do this. We shame each other all the time. Like, I got a friend who's fat and I call him fat to his face. I'm like, oh, you fat, man. Can you stop eating? What? I say it directly to him. Like, hey, stop eating. Like, you getting fat, man. Well, you not getting fat, you are fat. Like, you know, you need to lose some weight. Like, you know, you fat.
Okay. If we're like, hey, buddy, we need to pull back a little bit. Okay, that's fine.
Not just say it directly to him. You know, that goes back to the blunt part that the dude was saying to women. Like men can do that. We've been doing that for years. The whole thing with that is women can't handle that. The shaming and the bluntness, women can't handle that. Y'all can't handle that. And that's and so with this, he got eviscerated. But what he's saying, the vast majority of men agree with. They just a lot of men just not gonna say it because we don't feel like getting an argument. We don't want to hear women's mouth. We don't want to deal with it.
Parties doing it. I took this as like we shouldn't be gaining weight. Like no.
I mean, well, remember this whole thread is men giving women relationship advice.
No, I know, but I thought that was like a couple thing. Yeah.
No. So I mean, because generally speaking, like women, when it comes to like the visual component, women don't put as much weight in it as men do.
No, we do not.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen plenty of dudes. They like, you know, like my guy played college football. He's 6'7", over 300 pounds. Chicks all day long. All day long. He a big dude. But chicks like they like that. Like chicks like the big grizzly bear, teddy bear aesthetic. They like that. You know what I mean?
Feel protected.
Exactly. Men do not like the grizzly bear, teddy bear aesthetic for women. No.
To be fair, some men like a little extra.
Oh my God. No. Are there some men with fat fetishes? Yes. They
just like a curvy woman. They like a little, you know.
I said grizzly bear. I said grizzly bear aesthetic.
Oh, you mean like unhealthy overweight?
A woman that's 6'2", 300 pounds?
Oh, well, no, I don't know.
Exactly. That's my point. Like men want curve. Like you got a little weight and you need to have a great shape. You can't be shaped like a number 2 pencil and you just big.
And still find love. It just may be a little.
I mean, yeah, anybody can find love. I mean, look at the dude with no neck that was on the one TV show. He found love.
I mean, shout out to Big Ed.
Yeah, him. Yeah, he found love. Anybody can find love. I mean, anybody can find love. But if we speaking about putting your best foot forward to be as appealing to as many people as possible to open your chances of finding love, if you are a grizzly bear woman, those chances will shrink a lot. So yes, men around the world do not want men. Like if you gain a little weight, we get it. Metabolism slow down, a little weight, it's cool. But you just blow up, that's a hell no. Like I didn't sign up for this.
It's a hell no for me too, so I'll agree with you.
I did not sign up for this. We like reassurance. The second one, he actually moves the goalpost. He says we like reassurance and validation as much as you. Oh, and he said, and we want to be vulnerable. Yeah, reassurance and validation. Yeah, you know, that's goes without saying. The vulnerable part, here's the thing with that, what he's saying about this. So you have to show us that it's okay, but if you show us that it's not, then don't ever expect us to. The thing is that as a man and being vulnerable, that's more of now when we talk about masculinity and femininity, being vulnerable is a feminine trait. It's a feminine trait. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you step into, and the thing is, I know you're not gonna understand this, but any man listening.
Oh, well, here we go.
No. I mean, I'm speaking from a man's point of view, like in a man's head, men dealing with men. I'm talking about strictly male stuff. I mean, it's a bunch of stuff that women dealing strictly with women. Like if you say like you're not gonna understand, like okay, yeah, a woman being pregnant, like okay, what she go through, you're not gonna understand it, Freddie. Yeah, you're right. I get it. So it's quite all right for me to say, Drea, you may not understand this. You're not a man, at least as far as I know, unless you did some stuff since I first met you. Okay. So as a man, the thing is when you show vulnerability, then you show weakness where people can take advantage of you and you lose respect. That's that. If you look back in the history of time, you can go back to the beginning of time, all the empires, kings, so on and so forth. Every single time they've shown a vulnerability, it was taken advantage of them and they were defeated and everything was taken from them. It's happened since the beginning of time by women and men. Women, it's like Solomon. That's how Queen Sheba finally brought down Solomon, the wisest man with the biggest kingdom, because she saw a vulnerability in him and took advantage of it, got in and bored a hole in his defenses and brought him down. So the thing is with men, you with your woman, because also women want, like what you just said, women want to feel safe, not just physically safe. They want to feel mentally safe. They want to feel intellectually safe. They want to feel emotionally safe. They want to feel spiritually safe. They want to feel financially safe. They want safety in all those things. So when we talk about a man being vulnerable, we're talking about the emotional space. So every now and again, I'm not saying a man should never do it. Make sure I'm clear here. I'm not saying never.
Yeah, because I'm ready. I got guns blazing.
I'm not saying never, but what I'm saying is a man has to pick and choose his spots. He's going to be vulnerable with his woman. He has to pick and choose. He can't just be vulnerable with her all the time. Just whenever he's feeling some way, he's going to be vulnerable with his wife and just boom, 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 boom all the time. Because what will happen is, as a woman, your leader is always coming to you with uncertainty and showing some type of weakness and vulnerability. You start to question, like, is this the man I want leading me? So here's the thing. It goes back to that video you sent me. That video you sent me about the man, his wife calling him, asking him for everything.
Yeah.
That's precisely why she does that, because she feels like even if he don't know, he can get me the answer. I feel safe with him that I don't know. I'm not sure. Let me just ask my husband. And there is no doubt in my mind that even if he don't know, he can get the answer and get it to me. But when you have a man coming to you all the time, like, babe, I don't know. I'm worried about this. I'm struggling. How you start to like question, like, should I come to him with my issues?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. I mean, okay. I see what you're saying, but if you are getting the safety and emotional space that you need, you will still go to them. But I do see what you're saying. It is nice when your partner has solutions, when they have solutions, right? So
right.
I agree with that. But we got to wrap it up soon, Freddie. We got to wrap it up.
So, but that's why I said it's unfortunate, because like I said, if you're gonna be a leader, that's what you sign up for, being a leader. Think about at your company. Think about the CEO kept coming down to your office. Hey, Dre, what do you think about this? What do you think about this?
Foundation feel unstable.
Exactly. Y'all, you be like, hold on, wait, nigga, you are the leader. Why you keep coming to me? Like, nigga, leave me.
You hired me.
Right. You like, yeah, you brought me on. Like, nigga, go do your job. Go lead us. Nigga, make sure I get my check. I just need to do my gig. And that's the same thing in the house. Like, your man keep coming to you. You be like, nigga, you the leader. Like, lead us. Like, let me just do what I'm gonna do.
That's
do my little thing.
Direct parallel for me, but I understand the sentence.
Like, lead us, sir. You know what I mean? Let me real quick, Felicia. He got caught slipping. Most men are visual. Yes, I did mention that. Yes, men are visual. Yeah, men are look at the visual. So yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That was his vulnerability, and men are visual creatures. That goes back to the weight thing. So.
Yes, they are visual. Man, I did not know these slides were going to take our entire podcast, but it was very good.
I thought you looked at them.
No, I did, but I didn't think we were going to go in depth for each one like this much, but we did. So it was good. It took up okay.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's us. I should know. I should have known better. I should have known better. to be fair. But thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. We'll be back Tuesday, 6 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'm Lady Drea Renee. Freddie B, any last words?
Yes, yeah, I'm about to say, Miss Auntie, Miss Felicia, she wants you to ring that bell. Last word, make sure you follow us, man. Like, comment, subscribe, and make sure you follow us on social medias.
Yeah.
You see it right here. Freddie B TV, Lady Drea Renee. Follow us, guys. And our IG. You gotta follow our IG. I'm gonna put it up here. Our IG. It's the token and the truth. The token and the truth.
I don't think there's very many of that, so it should be good.
And the token and the boom, there we go.
Token
and banner. Yeah, I kind of y'all get the idea. That's the IG. Follow the IG, guys, and we're gonna start posting that. Thanks, Auntie, for joining us. Thanks everybody for joining us. Maybe Freddie B, Lady Drea Renee, and we are out.